Welcome to Lattes and Lattes, the podcast where we blend the world of law and business with a warm cup of information and common sense. I'm your host, Sidney Whelan, attorney, real estate investor, and business owner. Each week, we'll be your go-to source for legal insights, business advice, and so much more. Whether you're a seasoned professional, an ambitious entrepreneur, or simply someone seeking guidance, we'll have you covered. From navigating the legal landscape to empowering you with valuable business strategies, we'll explore the legal side of life and enjoy a virtual latte along the way. So, grab your favorite latte, get comfortable, and let's dive in to Lattes and Lattes. Welcome back to Lattes and Lattes, where we blend everyday legal stories with real-world lessons to help you protect your family and your future. I'm your host, Sidney Whelan, founder of the Whelan Law Firm, now serving North Central Missouri families in 2 convenient locations, both in Moberly and Carrollton. Today, we're talking about something that hits close to home for many families, elder financial fraud. It's an uncomfortable topic, but an essential one. The truth is, seniors, even those who are sharp and fully capable, can be incredibly vulnerable to manipulation and financial exploitation. And often, the warning signs are small at first. I recently came across a story that perfectly illustrates how easily this can happen. An attorney friend shared about a senior client who wanted to leave his entire estate to a caretaker he'd only known for about a year. The lawyer didn't have proof of wrongdoing, just a gut feeling that something wasn't right. The caretaker was anxious, overly involved, and seemed to want to influence every decision. My friend stayed cautious, confirmed the client's wishes several times, encouraged family involvement, and eventually kept everything documented. In the end, that diligence uncovered a full-blown fraud scheme, forged checks, undervalued property sales, and plans to siphon the client's assets. But because someone trusted their instincts, the family and the authorities intervened in time, saving the client from losing his life savings. That story could have ended very differently. Unfortunately, variations of it happen every single day. Let's talk about some red flags we shouldn't ignore. Financial exploitation doesn't always look like theft at first. It often starts with trust, friendship, and a slow increase in control. Here are some of the biggest warning signs to look out for. New, quote, friends, close quote, or caretakers who become overly involved in finances or discourage outside contact. Changes to legal documents, wills, powers of attorney, or deeds, especially when a new person appears as a beneficiary or a decision maker. And missing funds, unpaid bills, or any unexplained withdrawals from checking or savings accounts. A senior who suddenly seems confused about their own accounts or hesitant to make decisions without someone else's permission. Or a senior who seems fearful, anxious, or unusually dependent upon someone new. Often, the senior becomes more isolated. Sometimes the older person's calls, visits, or mail are screened or discouraged. In addition to in-person exploitation, scams targeting seniors have exploded online and by phone, especially around the holidays. You've probably heard of some of these. Gift card scams. The caller claims your grandchild is in trouble or your utility bill is overdue. And the fastest way to fix it is to buy gift cards and read the numbers over the phone. Or the "you've won" scams. A letter or email says you've won a free vacation, sweepstakes, or inheritance, but you need to pay fees or taxes first. And then there's the romance scams. Scammers build online relationships, sometimes over months, pretending love or companionship, and eventually asking for money to visit or to fix a visa issue, or to help in an emergency. Tech support scams. Pop-up messages or phone calls claim your computer or your phone is infected with a virus, tricking you into giving remote access or payment information. These scams thrive on urgency and emotion, especially during the holidays when people are more generous and less cautious. Remind your loved ones that no legitimate agency or prize organization will ever ask for gift cards, wire transfers, or personal banking information. If you ever notice these signs, don't ignore them. It's always better to ask questions early than to try to repair damage later. Let's look at some legal tools for prevention and protection. The best defense against elder fraud is a good plan, one that combines trusted oversight with clear documentation. You can set up automatic alerts on bank and credit card accounts for large withdrawals. You could require two-signature rules, requiring dual approval for any large withdrawals or property transfers. Encourage seniors to use trusted contacts on their accounts. Many banks now allow an alert contact to be notified of suspicious activity. Make sure that there are regular legal check-ins. Just like your annual doctor visits, make legal and financial reviews part of your financial wellness routine. Review those legal documents on a regular basis. Wills, trust, and powers of attorney should be updated if needed. Promote tech safety. Help your seniors learn to identify spam calls, use strong passwords, and verify emails before responding. If fraud is suspected, contact law enforcement, adult protective services, or an elder law attorney immediately. Elder fraud doesn't just drain savings. It steals independence. It steals confidence and dignity. Whether it comes from a caregiver, a scammer across the globe, or a supposed friend online, awareness is our first defense. We often think of fraud as something that happens to other people, but the truth is it can happen in any family, at any income level, and sometimes at the hands of those we least expect. If you notice something off, trust your instincts, start a conversation, and don't be afraid to get help. As attorneys, neighbors, and family members, we have a shared responsibility to stay alert and to advocate for the vulnerable. Sometimes it's just as simple as trusting that quiet inner voice that says something just doesn't feel right. If you take one thing away from today's episode, let it be this. Elder fraud doesn't always start with greed. It starts with access. The earlier we recognize the red flags, the better we can protect the people who once protected us. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Law Days and Lattes. If you found this conversation helpful, share it with a friend or a family member. Remember, awareness truly is our first line of defense. So until next time, my friends, stay informed, stay diligent when it comes to your family and your business, and keep on listening to Law Days and Lattes. Have a great week.
This podcast episode contains general information for discussion purposes only. Each case is different and must be judged on its own merits. Missouri rules generally prohibit lawyers from advertising that they specialize in particular areas of the law. This show should not be construed to suggest such specialization. Nothing on this show should be taken as legal advice for any individual case or situation. This information is not intended to create an attorney-client relationship, and the listening or viewing of this podcast does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.